Hi students, this is your MyWritingLab Week 7 overview. Hang in there. We are almost at the halfway point, so that's pretty exciting. You have a couple things to do this week. You have a Chapter 10 revision challenge and 2 case studies. So the Chapter 10 revision challenge is kind of a review throwback to the paramedic method and on how to revise things. So you should be working on your reports, and you should be in the drafting and revision stage of your report at this point. So what you want to do is look over this introduction to a different kind of report. You'll notice that this doesn't sound like a social media report. It's a different kind of document. However, this is an introduction from some other person's report for another project. And I want you to use the strategies that you learned about in Chapter 10 of what a good report looks like, as well as the revision strategies that we've learned so far this semester, the plain style or persuasive style revision guidelines, and of course, my favorite, the paramedic method. You're going to read through this introduction and you are going to revise it. So you actually have two options. I don't mind whichever one you pick is going to be great. You can either go through and revise the actual introduction and change the text, or in a short paragraph, like it says right in the instructions, in a short paragraph you can explain what the writers should do. So you can kind of do like a peer evaluation where you say, if this were my introduction, I would change, and then give them the suggestions. Or you can actually go in and revise the text yourself. Whichever is going to be more beneficial, easier for you. So that is the revision challenge. And I really want you to do a good job on this. We aren't necessarily having document review as much as we did for the other assignments for the report. So I really want you to work on how you would revise things, because that's actually going to help you self-evaluate and self-revise your own report. So the more effort you put into this, the better your own report will be. Okay? Then we've got 2 case studies that have to do with visuals, which is what we've been learning this week. And this one is about kind of a cross-cultural diversity issue. Someone made a report and they used a bunch of pictures, and the pictures that they chose looked like they were being specifically racist towards a group of people. So they noticed that all of the people who were pictured as criminals in the report were people of color. And obviously that's not what life is really like, and that is not what this department wants to put out as their crime statistics report. So what are they going to do to fix this problem? How should the person who put this report together deal with the issue? What I'm noticing in some of your case study responses is you are not answering all of the questions completely. So you should answer them one by one. How do you think Thomas should respond? What should he tell his boss? Who should they apologize to? What do you think should happen at this point? So I want you to make sure that you're really giving me a quality response and answering all of those questions. The other case study is a little bit similar. Again, someone put together a document and they did not use visuals correctly. In this situation, someone else used visuals and they kind of exaggerated the data, and that's not good. So the person basically says, if I hear you talk about this graph again, I'm going to know that you brought up the issue and I'm going to be very upset with you. So it's tough because you've got people who want the proposal to be successful. Upper management is not going to be okay with the use of distorted graphics and maybe even telling lies, but the immediate supervisor or the person that Brad is working with isn't going to budge and doesn't want to change it. So how do you deal with the situation when you know that the product you have isn't going to be acceptable to upper management, but the people that you're working with don't want to change it? So you can see a couple different questions here. If you were Brad, how would you handle it? Okay. If Gail, your coworker, got in trouble, Brad might get in trouble too. It says, should he approach Gail again? Should he tell someone else? Try to answer the questions as best you can and kind of give a thorough response to the situation. So I hope you're enjoying these case studies. I think that they are pretty accurate to what you might encounter in the workplace, and these situations don't have a right or wrong answer. They're very tricky. So I do want to know what you think about them, and I look forward to reading your responses. Bye.